What's going on, everyone? Yours truly, I'm Nicholas Natt, and you are tuned into NattFitness 2.0 method. This channel is designed to be able to give you the facts and the information you're gonna need to make the best nutritional and fitness decisions, so that way you can become a stronger, better, more empowered version of yourself. Now, the reason I want to talk about supplements are because it's one of those controversial topics, right? People go to the supplement store or they end up spending way too much money, like way too much. Or they avoid the supplement store because they're afraid they're gonna get persuaded and influenced to buy too much money. So what I wanna do is talk about the compound effect. The compound effect is really about what kind of effect are we trying to get in the body, right? Are we trying to become stronger? Are we trying to burn fat? Are we trying to build more lean muscle? Whatever it actually is, our goal with what I'm gonna be talking about here is to break down each one of these 5 different supplements that are gonna benefit you, that I recommend as a whole. You guys can source these anywhere, and then of course, if you have more questions, you can connect with me. So, first things first, we're gonna talk about protein. Why protein? I think this is probably the most paramount and the biggest supplement that you can probably think of. Now, when we talk about protein, we're talking about 13 chains of different amino acids. This is used for everything from not just building lean muscle, but also the lining of your hair, the endothelial lining of your blood vessels, the makeup. So when we wanna build tissue, we wanna actually become healthier, protein is key. Typically, when you're moving throughout your day, you wanna be getting more protein in, not just when you're working out, but especially after you work out. There's a small window where you wanna optimize it, and for that reason, I'm definitely a fan of whey protein. If you want other different versions of protein, you have sensitivities, there are other supplements out there and things that you guys could definitely utilize. So, second, probably most popular and also semi-controversial topic is creatine. And creatine, like protein, is actually an amino acid. Now, the one thing I will say about creatine as a whole is that it's very different. It's what we call an intracellular volumizer, meaning it's designed to take a small raisin and turn it into a giant grape, or even like a watermelon, right? So it's designed to infuse water, and what that actually does is it allows the cell of our body to expand and become richer, stronger, and better. This accelerates recovery. It has a lot of existential benefits behind cognitive function. And when you are working out, especially if you're starting out and you're feeling a little bit of what we call DOMS, which stands for delayed onset muscle soreness, this supplement will help reduce fatigue and get you back into the position where you could end up being more consistent. Because let's face it, if you're sore, you're probably not gonna be as consistent as possible, because now you're facing 2 uphill battles, okay? This is probably my favorite supplement. This is the BCAAs, or also known as branched chain amino acids. So, what is the benefit behind branched chain amino acids? Well, I'm glad you asked. Branched chain amino acids are essentially what we call essential supplements, okay, or essential amino acids. So, although protein is a full spectrum 13 chain, branched chain amino acids are only made up of actually 3 essential amino acids: isoleucine, leucine, and valine. Together, these come together to build something that's called muscle protein synthesis. What does that mean for you? It means that when you're trying to work out, and you're trying to have energy, and you're trying to stimulate your metabolism, you're trying to do all these things that are gonna help you become healthier, you wanna protect the biggest asset on the body, which is lean muscle. So I like to think of it like this. Let's say that you go to work and you spend all of your time building money, or that a lot of you are parents and you have kids and you want to protect your children. Well, making sure that you have a security alarm and you're locking the door and you're doing all of these things to protect yourself and protect your family, as well as making sure that you're securing your passwords and you're making sure that only a certain number of people are interacting with your finances. That's basically how it works with branched chain amino acids. You're gonna protect your lean muscle, whether you're working out or trying to stimulate the metabolism, and constantly telling the body, hey, when food comes in or nutrients come in, put it inside our muscle tissue, which is gonna give you the energy. Not just energy in our body that we need to work out and move and to operate, but also it's gonna deliver it so that we have better cognition and we can think. So, 4th supplement, we call this one the miracle pill. This is an omega-3, also known as a fish oil. Now, I know that some of you are in a position where you might say, okay, hey, that's great, but I'm allergic to fish, Nick, or actually, I can't take a fish oil because it messes up my stomach. There are different versions of omega-3. It's not necessarily all fish oil. The important thing that you want to take away from an omega-3 is that it's a DHA EPA with essential fatty acid. And what that actually does is it's a miracle pill. That miracle pill has a number of different functions, from removing inflammation to helping boost up our body's ability to get into thermogenesis, that's fat burn, but also just for productivity in your nails and your hair. So if you're trying to be a healthier, more metabolic, functioning, empowered person, and you also want to focus on consistency, this is something that I highly recommend. Now, yes, you can get that supplemented through food. Salmon, one of my favorites. If you're not a fish eater or you don't like fish, you can also get it from flag seeds, and there are some other sources. But as a whole, the reason we're talking about supplements are because maybe you're not in a position where you have access to this. This is something that you can always access and be paramount. So the last thing that I want to talk about, which I think is probably the most underutilized, but maybe, truth be told, for you, the most empowering and the most significant supplement on the market, and that is our prebiotic and probiotic formula. Now, what is a prebiotic and what is a probiotic? I'm glad that you asked. We have this thing right here called a gut. You might have been in a position where you had a conversation with your friend and you're going, I don't feel good. What you're talking about is your gut. Your gut is made up of a series of different things regarding your digestive tract, and it actually has tons and tons of neurons. Now, it's connected to our central nervous system, and the neurons, the amount of neurons you have in your gut are, significant. You have more neurons in your gut than a cat has in its brain. But together, what that microbiome, that gut, consists of, it consists of germs, believe it or not. And those germs, we break down food and convert and also influence endocrine system. We call that cumulative the microbiome. Probiotics are a reflection of that. The foods that the probiotics eat are actually called prebiotics. Being able to incorporate a prebiotic that is going in your body daily or at least semi-routinely can not only help reduce IBS, which is also known as irritable bowel syndrome. It's one of the major issues we experience here in this country alone as an epidemic that leads from inflammation, from environmental factors, from too much microplastics, you name it. But when you're also taking in a prebiotic, you're aiding in digestion, you're aiding in the delivery of these other supplements, but also the food that you're getting, whole foods hopefully, and are moving in your body, and your body are being able to synthesize and use as a form of energy. So, when we think about supplements as a whole, we want to make sure that we're using supplements just as they're intended. Supplements, they're not used as a meal replacement. Yes, it's okay for you to maybe get a protein shake here and there when you're on the run. I highly recommend that, especially for your parents, especially if you're going into meeting, especially if you're back to back and you want to do things that are going to empower you to stay more consistent. But these are meant to be tools that you're using in assistance with good nutritional practice. And if you can do that, you're going to be way more consistent, you're going to be way more successful, and the best part, it's not honestly going to cost you a lot of money. I'm a big fan of using ALLMAX supplement brands. You don't have to use ALLMAX. There are other brands out there. But again, when you are doing research and you're checking out what supplements would be best for you, you just want to make sure that the supplements are being made with the best of integrity. Because, hey, let's face it, just because something looks good doesn't mean it's necessarily good for you. You want to put quality in your body because you're going to be spending time in and out of the gym putting quality work so we can get quality results. So this has been my message, Nicholas Natt with NattFitness 2.0. I would love for you guys to connect with me. What you can do is click the link below and you can download my ebook, Health, Energy, and Confidence. And that ebook just talks a little bit more about the fundamental principles behind why we want to build a healthy lifestyle, and more so behind health, not just getting abs and being fit or being strong, but really how is that going to increase the quality of our life? How is this going to allow you to show up better and be a better parent? How is this going to allow you to wake up Monday through Friday and execute on your jobs? And if a lot of you who are entrepreneurs or who are business leaders or leaders in your space, whatever it is that you're doing, you want to be the best version of yourself. A healthy mind, a healthy spirit, and a healthy body are going to be able to help you to do all those things. I look forward to connecting with you guys. Connect with me on my other forms of media. And until next time, my friends, Nicholas Natt with NattFitness 2.0, signing off.